Good afternoon. You're all very welcome here to Newcastle West for the All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship meeting of Limerick and Wexford. The game is just about 3 minutes away from getting underway, so I will give you the line-out of the Wexford team, which shows 4 changes from that which appears on the programme. And it is in goal, Laura Brennan. There's a full-back line of Louise O'Leary. Full-back is Sarah Harding-Kenny, who comes in instead of Anya Lacey, and left full-back is Laura Dempsey. The half-back line sees a change. Number 18, Ciara O'Connor, replacing her cousin Katie O'Connor at right half-back. Centre half-back is Meave Sinnott, and at left half-back is Orla Sinnott. At centre field is Amy Cardiff, who will captain the team, along with Emma Walsh. There's a half-forward line of Anis Curran, Chloe Fox and Kate Carwin. And there's a full forward line of Mag Byrne, who is coming in place of Katrina Parrock. And at full forward, Ellen Roach comes in place of Aoife Guiney. And at left full forward is Joanna Dillon. I'm joined here in commentary by Mike Mahan from Wexford and Tom Clancy from Limerick. Mike, a strong Wexford side, even though there's a few late defections?
Yeah, I think so. They've been preparing hard under new management now with Kevin Tatton, although Kevin is not here today, but it's a strong panel and they're really all up for it, and hopefully from Wexford's point of view it's the start of a new journey, and hopefully for our point of view that it will be a successful one, you know.
Yeah. Right, then the Limerick line out is as follows. In goal, Laura O'Neill. The full back line, Marion Quaid, Myrne Kramer and Roisin Ambrose. The half-back line wearing number 17 will be Niamh Curtin. Centre half-back is Judith Mulcahy, and left half-back, we'll just take a break now for our national anthem. And left half-back is Niamh Ryan, who will captain the team today in the absence of the team captain, Cameron O'Leary. At midfield, we've got Megan O'Mara and Sinead McNamara. The half-forward line consists of Caoimhe Lyons, Caoimhe Costello and Rebecca DeLee. And we have a full forward line of Anya Cunningham, Sophia O'Callaghan and Laura Stack. Tom, not the ideal preparation for Limerick all the week?
No, that's right, Matt. A bit of a COVID issue in the camp we gather earlier this week, but as far as I'm aware, the management team have handled it as professionally and as well as they can. Limerick do still have a very strong team, albeit missing 3 kind of regular starters in Karen O'Leary, Deborah Murphy and Mairead Ryan. But you know, Limerick on the back of I suppose a decent league campaign and a decent Munster Championship, but came on stuck against 2 of the big 3 in those, so be interesting to see how they go against Wexford this afternoon.
Yeah, I suppose Pat Ryan had a bit of a job of work in picking him up after the defeat to Cork in the Munster final.
He did, yeah, as the game is underway here. Yeah, he did a very heavy defeat that afternoon, but no better man, I think, to lift spirits in the Limerick camp. Yeah.
We're underway here in Newcastle West, and it's Wexford on the attack, and Chloe Fox is pulled down about 65 metres out, and there's a slight breeze. It appears to be actually blowing across the field, if anything, but it's free now, which Chloe Fox will take herself. It's about 65 metres out, practically in front of the goal. Distance might be the issue. Neither distance nor accuracy isn't the issue. Wexford are off the mark. Ideal start, Mike.
Yeah, it is. We'd be expecting a big game from Chloe Fox. She's an experienced player and a good way to settle down. Good start.
Yeah, short puck out taken to Roisin Ambrose, but Roisin Ambrose goes completely astray into the hands of the captain of the Wexford team, Amy Cardiff, and the ball is going right up in towards the Limerick goal, and Laura O'Neill is out of her goal and hand passes it off to Marion Quaid. Marion Quaid sends it up along the right, where it's picked up there by Sinead McNamara, sending it up right up into the corner, but it's defended well there by Wexford. Laura Dempsey was the defender there, I think.
Yeah, we're just seeing, Matt, I suppose the revised rules there, early drop there, and obviously in previous seasons that would have been allowed to continue, but Wexford give up the free and Limerick in possession of it.
Yes. It's Judith Mulcahy delivering long into the goal, but again it's defended very well by Wexford, who are coming away with it over down here on our left, and it's Limerick now on the attack, and it looks like Niamh Ryan that delivered that ball in, and it goes towards Rebecca DeLee. Rebecca DeLee over here now left, and coming right across is Sarah Harding. And the ball has broken there towards Anya Cunningham. A bit of a schmozzle there. Anya Cunningham, of course, is one of the players, the dual player with Limerick, and referee Liz Dempsey has awarded a free and has given a free into Limerick. Has bit scrappy there, Tom.
Yeah, the ball just couldn't come out beneath the legs there, and Limerick the beneficiaries of, I think, the helmet appeared to be contact made with the helmet, and an ideal opportunity for a player we're very familiar with here in Caoimhe Costello to open her account. A great striker of the ball and a great free taker, as we did see across the league campaign. Yeah,
and of course she carried that form into the Munster Championship, like was the scorer in chief.
Yeah, but score in chief against, you'll recall, against Clare in Clorina in the quarter final, and similar against Waterford down in Walsh Park. So she's looking to continue that form here.
And she surely does. Limerick are back in level terms, no problem to Caoimhe Costello. But I suppose if you were looking, Tom, for ideal frees for both free takers, they were ideal in many ways.
Absolutely, and both struck well, and I suppose given the conditions, there's very little wind. You did mention blowing towards us here in our commentary position, but in general, ideal conditions for free takers and well executed by at both ends so far.
Yeah. Wexford are attacking down here on our right now, and it's Mag Byrne trying to get on the ball, but it's Myrne Kramer in control of the situation, sends down a relieving clearance down in the direction of Caoimhe Lyons, who can pick it up. She's got a second chance at it.
Yeah, good work by Niamh Curtin to flick the ball away to another Limerick player. Yeah.
And here we have Sinead McNamara now. Sinead McNamara going down through the middle. She's hooked, but she gets the ball away on the ground, and it's up now towards Anya Cunningham. Anya Cunningham to Rebecca DeLee. Rebecca DeLee turns, hand passes back to Niamh Ryan. Niamh Ryan, a long shot in towards the Wexford goal, and I think it's going to drift to the right of the goal and drift wide.
Yeah, the game's first wide, Matt, and we know Niamh Ryan for her club rough. She's well capable of taking a score, but probably at the edge of her range there, and it showed with the effort just trickling to the right and wide.
Yeah, I think it was certainly at the edge of her range, Tom. It was very, very long. Meanwhile, Wexford are trying to set up an attack here now, and it is Sarah Harding again that's coming away. Sarah Harding Kenny, and she's fouled, and it's going to be a free. Bit of a needless free given away there, Mike.
Yeah, it is. I suppose that's the style of play now with Wexford. They're going to take out short puck outs and try and take on the player. But look, it's the tackle is everything, and it's going to be perceived by the referee. Will make the decisions. We mightn't see it as a free, but there's going to be lots of that, I think, during the game.
Yeah, and I suppose with the change of rules as well, Tom, that people aren't as familiar with them.
Yeah, although Camogie have brought in a little bit more contact with shouldering and stuff like that, but in general, in both hurling and Camogie, any high tackles, which I think was what that one was given for, the match official has no option but to give the free. Yeah,
that was a good piece of defending there while you were talking by Myrne Kramer, but Wexford have repelled what was a momentarily anyway, at least a Limerick attack. Only Ryan overcooked it a small bit, but lucky enough,
it's our club mate Marion Quaid who's
Marion Quaid, the cornerback, who's coming out with it up in the direction of Anya Cunningham down here on our left. It goes out over the line. It took a touch. Did it off a Wexford stick? I'm not so sure. No, I think
it was just a poor control by Anya Cunningham, and it trickled out over the line.
It did trickle out over the line, absolutely. You're correct, Tom. So it's going to be a line ball to Wexford down here on our left. intense heat here in Newcastle West, which of course is the county town of Limerick, and it's Wexford that are coming away now through Emma Walsh. Emma Walsh delivers down towards the right corner here. There's a race out between Oisin Ambrose. Oh, good defending by Oisin Ambrose there against Joanne Dillon, and gets in her clearance, but she cooked it out over the sideline. And
good work by Ambrose. Dillon most certainly looked favourite for that, but appeals from Wexford for a free, but the referee was happy enough with Ambrose's work there.
An unforced error there by Limerick just to put it out over the line, Mike.
Yeah, I just felt I'm totally biased here, Matt, obviously, but I felt Joanne was a free for Wexford there. But look, you have to play to that, and it was unusual. But look at it, maybe justice, small bit of justice in that.
Right. Meanwhile, we're back here with the action, and it's Kate Kerwin trying to work up along the left here, surrounded by Limerick players. Knocks the ball out over the sideline, right here in front of us, and this time it is going to be a line ball to Limerick. And
I hope, Matt, this is a sign of what's to come. That the ball will be, I suppose, played within the bounds of the game. If we're going to end up with a line ball fest, it's not going to make for a good spectacle.
Yeah, and it's coming so soon after having a line ball fest in the Munster final, all at one side, but at least we have a bird's eye view of this one, Tom. Meanwhile, Judith Mulcahy clears her lines for Limerick, and it's Caoimhe Costello delivering a fast ball in towards Laura Stack. Laura Stack, well blocked and well hooked there by the Wexford defence, and Wexford clear their lines again. It's Niamh Curtin over on the far side, battling with Mag Byrne. And her intended pass into the centre, well read by Judith Mulcahy, and Limerick come away again. Down along the right side, it's Sophie O'Callaghan. Sophie O'Callaghan, who's moved out from her full forward bat. Now it's well caught and well fielded there by Laura Stack. Sends it back out to Sophie O'Callaghan. Sophie O'Callaghan has a shot at goal, and it goes to the left and is gone wide. And we have about 10 minutes played. We have a very interesting 10 minutes so far, Mike.
Yeah, it is. I suppose, Matt, Limerick would possibly be the happier at the moment. Wexford are not getting much change over forwards. We're getting on the ball, but Limerick just appear to be at the moment maybe a little bit stronger on the backs. But look, there's time will tell. We are inexperienced, and it is a new beginning for us. So look at a little bit of nerves and everything, but just maybe on points. Maybe whilst it's level, Limerick seem to be just a little bit on top at the moment. But we'll wait and see.
Since losing to Down, Mike, have Wexford had got competitive games?
Wexford have played a couple of games. They played Kilkenny they played Waterford, so they've had competitive games. I'm very disappointed, Matt.
Friendly games.
Friendly games,
yes,
but not in. I'll let you go with the commentary, Matt.
Yeah. Right, meanwhile Limerick are attacking down here on the left. It's Judith Mulcahy has gone forward, but there's a forest of Wexford defenders there, and we have a Shamazel here, and coming away, gleefully coming away with it is Ciara O'Connor, who came in as a late replacement for her cousin Katie, and she offloads to Chloe Fox. Chloe Fox very close to the sideline, is chased by Sinead McNamara, is hooked by Sinead McNamara, and the ball breaks loose to Marion Quaid. Marion Quaid sends it down the middle, where it goes to Caoimhe Costello. Good play by Caoimhe Costello. She ran into a second tackle, but lets it back there to Megan O'Mara. Megan O'Mara to Niamh Ryan. A long delivery from Niamh Ryan down along the left, trying to pick out Laura Stack. It's Anya Cunningham, in fact, but Wexford come away with it again. Good handling by the Wexford girls, and just as I said it there, Ellen Roach dropped the ball, but now we have a threatening situation by Éanna Curran, but coming right across and clearing her lines is Roisin Ambrose to Megan Ryan, who is captain for the day. A long delivery by Niamh Ryan, sorry.
Too many Ryans in this Limerick panel, Matt, it must be said, but it must be said, defence is really and truly on top at both ends. The ball, a bit of a tennis match at the moment. Defence is really coming out better in a lot of the 50-50 duels so far. Absolutely. And I suppose the scoreline reflects that, Tom, with a point apiece. We haven't had a score from play, and we have close in 13 minutes. Yeah, and Caoimhe Costello is trying to change that. But just to the right there.
It's as you are. It's 1 point, one point apiece. Scores are like hen's teeth, Mike.
Yeah, I agree with Tom. It's very close. The fences are on top at the moment, and look, maybe they're sussing each other out, but I would agree with that. Yeah.
So we have a puck out from Laura Brennan down here on our left. Goes short and peeks out Maeve Sinnott. Maeve Sinnott coming up now, soloing through the middle before delivering the ball right up into the right corner here. But the ball breaks and goes loose, and Marion Quaid is first to read the situation. Go back there. She's about to be tackled by Joanne Dillon. She loses the ball, regains it, and delivers it very nicely to her clubmate, Niamh Ryan. And again, for I don't know how many times already in this game that Niamh Ryan has delivered long there, and a Wexford defender is after taking the ball, tried to handle the ball, but all she did was handle it out over the sideline. So it's going to be a line ball down to Limerick, down here on our left.
Matt, just to pick up the point there of Marion Quaid, she effectively is a free defender there. When next time the ball comes down to Limerick, full back line, you see her there in the blue helmet. Wexford more or less playing with 2 forwards, so she's almost by default a sweeper, and on 2 occasions in the last few minutes she's swept up loose ball, and on that occasion she found Niamh Ryan with a lovely pass. Absolutely,
and Marion, of course, is a very intelligent player, and probably is the one that you would look to play in that role, and she's experienced, of course, as well through the Ashburton Cup and what.
Absolutely, and has really kind of got that number 2 shirt and kept it to herself in the last couple of years in this Limerick panel under various managements. So, you know, they've all been fans of her here, as Wexford now have the ideal opportunity to re-establish that lead.
What is it about Bruff and claiming number 2 shirts, Sean Finn and the men's and Marion Quaid and the women?
I can see neither of them being prized away from that number 2 match for a very long time to come, and certainly from what we've seen in 2020 and indeed 2021 from both of those.
Meanwhile, it's a free into Wexford, and Chloe Fox makes no mistake, dead straight in front of the goal, about 50 metres out, and she had plenty to spare. Her accuracy was faultless, right over the black spot. 2 points to 1 to Wexford, and we're coming up to 15 minutes gone here in the first half, coming up probably to the first water break. The ball is broken down there from the puck out by Ola Sinnott, picked up very intelligently by Amy Cardiff, and going through the middle there, and the ball is delivered right into the corner, and it's advantage Roisin Ambrose in the race back for the ball here, and Roisin Ambrose picks up, sidesteps the Wexford attacker, and then delivers short to Niamh Ryan. Niamh Ryan has to turn, sends it into the centre. The ball breaks, and heading out there for it now is Kate Kerwin. Kate Kerwin to Ene Curran up into the corner towards Joanne Dillon. Joanne Dillon would be one of the more experienced players in the Wexford team, and she has turned and she takes her shot, and it's gone wide.
First wide for Wexford.
Yeah. Good bit of play there by Joanne Dillon, one of your more experienced players.
Yes,
I would say.
She is, Matt, and it's more promising there now in the second half. Funnily enough, it's about the extra. Limerick always opt to puck it long. There's no short puck outs. That's a different style. Maeve Sinnott, number 6, will be our sweeper. She's on the ball there now, Matt, so I'm setting it up nice for you.
Yeah.
This corner, Matt, has been a real option for Wexford so far. They haven't got much joy, but I think they're going to get some now. They are indeed a great score.
They are a very, very good score. And the scorer there was Ellen Roach, who was a late replacement for Aoife Guiney. Wexford will be happy with that, Mike?
Definitely. A great score from play always lifts the morale and lifts the confidence as well. So, yeah, absolutely badly wanted now before the water breaks, which is going to play a big part in today as well, Matt, with conditions. It's very warm out there, so all to play for still.
And here come Wexford coming away again, this time through Ciara O'Connor, sending it down to the corner. Joanne Dillon controls it. She's well tackled over there by Myrne Kramer, and Myrne delivers long right down the middle, and there is definitely a foul there on Cueva Lyons. The ball was breaking. I thought it was kind of a needless foul there, Tom. She was not posing any real threat.
No, I don't think that the ball wasn't going to be struck over the bar within the immediacy of that situation. So, as you say, needless. And Limerick, you know, had started well in possession terms, but really haven't troubled the scorekeeper here in Newcastle West. And they'll be delighted to get a free that, you know, is probably perfectly in the range of Cueva Costello, as we've seen. And, you know, Limerick, I think, coming up to they're going to be on 10 minutes now without a point. So I'm sure Pat Ryan and his backroom team will be hoping that this one goes straight over the black spot.
Yeah, I think they'll be wishing this one over. lest you have put the commentator's curse on it, Tom.
Well, I'm used to that, Matt, across various codes, so I apologise in advance if this goes either side of the sticks.
No, Tom, you haven't.
I'm off the hook on this occasion.
Not quite the black spot, but to safely over the bar. It's 3 points to 2, and I think we're here at the first water break.
Yeah, Matt, I discussed it already with Caoimhe Costello. She's a tremendous striker of the ball from both play and frees, and what that does, I think, is it just gives natural belief to the rest of your team that if you can, maybe it's not going your way, you're not going to win, you're not going to take your own score yourself, but if you do win a free, that there's a very good possibility that Caoimhe Costello was slotted, and as we've seen so far, 2 from 2 from the frees from her, and it's going to give Limerick a bit of a boost going into this water break.
Tom's, Mike, sum up what you've seen in the first 15-16 minutes.
I think Wexford will be very happy, Matt. We came here, as I said, it's a new setup and nerves and everything, etc. And playing Limerick down in Limerick, it's a tough ask. But as I said to you during the commentary, I thought Limerick were the stronger team possession-wise, and the way they were spraying the ball around like they seemed. I thought, but Wexford are now going in a point ahead, so we can't complain. But there's still, at the same time, long term, our forwards would have to work the ball a little bit better, and maybe get more of that way. But look, it's very positive, and if you were the Wexford management team now, you'd be happy enough.
Yeah, but looking at the group, I suppose, Tom, or Mike, it is probably of all the groups, the three groups, it's the least predictable one of the three.
Yeah, there's Offaly and Tipperary. It's really. I must admit, when I heard the draw, it was something that Wexford were happy with. They've potential to get a scalp or two. Now it's going to be difficult for us. We're coming from, not like Limerick are a bit farther advanced on in the process, I suppose, than Wexford are, but we're happy enough. And look at when teams are equal like that and unpredictable, you don't know how it's going to go. So it's interesting. Makes it for a very interesting championship so far.
But is it a kind of a surreal situation for Wexford at the moment? 10 years ago, winning senior and intermediate All Irelands in the one day,
It is, but that happened. There's peaks and troughs in sport and in counties. We've seen that throughout with men's game and women's game as well. And that just happens. You just may get on and get back on the horse and start working hard. And that's what it's all about. And that's what we're doing at the moment. Where it takes us, I don't know, Matt. But we'll see soon enough.
Yeah, we're about to resume here, and I think we'll resume with a puck out for Wexford following that point by Caoimhe Costello, her second from a free, and Limerick second from a free by Laura Brennan. And Laura Brennan, of course, is looking for options to take a short puck out, and she takes a short puck out to the ever-waiting Maeve Sinnott. Maeve Sinnott is coming up through the middle, hand passes it offloads it neatly off to Orla Sinnott delivering long high into the area. Joanne Dillon almost grabbed it, but luckily from a Limerick point of view, I think, Tom, it drifted out harmlessly wide.
Yes, harmlessly wide, and a second wide for Wexford. Notably, Matt, we did resume with a puck out there. Wexford playing to a clear system, clear strategy with their puck outs. Good to see, the work on the training ground, I suppose, come to fruition in a championship game. The puck outs coming out to the wing back, and then they're looking to launch their attacks from there. So good work by Wexford.
Well, after seeing a piece of daylight robbery there by Caoimhe Costello when she won possession that she really wasn't entitled to, and she delivered it into Sophie O'Callaghan. But it's Wexford that are coming away now through Ciara O'Connor again, and it's way back there helping her defence is Kate Garman. Releases it out, and it's going down along the left here, and Marion Quaid is again, as you said, Tom, as you picked up, she's loose again, and she has read that situation exactly and sends it back to the fullback Merlin Kramer down along the right wing, and it's Sophie O'Callaghan. Sophie O'Callaghan is soloing, offloading. It was a slip there by Caoimhe Costello. Just slipped at the wrong time, Tom, but just as the offload was coming her way. But the referee, Liz Dempsey, has seen a foul over there on the far side, and it's going to be a free into Limerick. A chance, you'd have to say, for Caoimhe Costello to level, but certainly we've seen her score these ones, Tom, but it's not an easy one.
No, absolutely not. It's I suppose with the angle, it's beyond 60 metres. I'm sure she's to strike to goal. If you recall, Matt, in that game against Clare in the Munster Championship, she actually scored a goal from a very similar position, went all the way into the net. Obviously not her intention, but such is the life of a free taker. You will get those every now and again, and I'm sure she'll be eyeing this one up. She nearly always has the distance, but often it's the accuracy from these ones that may let her down.
So the ball is on its way. And it looks as if it's on its way where it was intended, and she's put it right over the bar.
Brilliant strike of a ball again.
It's 3 points apiece. Mike, we're back in level terms.
Yes, it is. And Limerick, I see this Limerick management team now are trying to come to organise themselves for these short puck outs. So it'll be interesting to see what the next few minutes. And Limerick just getting a little bit on top again, Matt.
That was an excellent one ball by Niamh Ryan, who's having a fantastic game, actually having a fantastic season, Tom.
Yeah, she is. Just to pick up on what Liz Dempsey, the referee, is going to do here. Looks to be a yellow card coming in the direction of Chloe Fox, I think it is. Bit high with the hurley there, caught Sophie O'Callaghan. Yeah, indeed it is a yellow. Caught her on the helmet, and in fairness to Liz Dempsey, a very experienced official at this level, so she didn't hesitate to go to the book when she felt it was dangerous play. But to pick up your point, Niamh Ryan, yeah, she's having a very good season. She was injured, if you recall, Matt, in the first couple of league games. Kind of came in against Galway for a couple of minutes, and that was more or less her signal of intent that she was back. And since then, she's nailed down that number 7 shirt, and been, I suppose, a towering and a commanding figure in the Limerick half back line.
Absolutely. So Caoimhe stepping up to this one. Can she make it 4 from 4? It's a long way out. It's almost on the halfway line. If not on the halfway line, it's on its way. It's going to go short, but it's going to stay in play. And very, very good defending back there by Kate Kerwin, who seems to be playing very, very deep back there.
Yeah, I suppose the fact that the 2 in the inside forward line, they've probably filtered a couple extra bodies back and well swept up on that occasion, and Wexford cleared their lines. Yeah.
And here we have it again, because Miriam Quaid was in control of that situation, but the ball breaks. I think it's the Chloe Fox who's trying to work her way through the middle, and she does actually work her way through the middle, gets it off, intended for Mags Byrne, but the ball now is with Anea Curran, and that is a neat point, well taken point, well crafted point, Mike, that will make the Wexford management happy.
Hotly disputed, Matt, I must say, by Laura O'Neill, but nonetheless it's been given.
It is an Curran, and she's a big player for us in offensively, and we need a big game from Anae today if we're going to win this game. So it's a great score, great to get her off the mark as well.
So we're going to have a puck out. Tom Clancy is not altogether too happy that it was a score, but the score is given. Oh, that's a very, very good catch by Sophie O'Callaghan. Sophie O'Callaghan, the ball is delivered. It was from Megan O'Mara. She offloaded to Megan O'Mara, and now we have Caoimhe Lyons. But again, back there is Maeve Sinnott, who's having an absolutely storming game back there. And here come Limerick now again, and the attack is broken up, and it's Wexford that comes away again, and Kate Kelvin right back there in the defence again. She's nominated for half forward, and it's Ciara O'Connor. Ciara O'Connor grabs the ball coming away and still holds onto it, offloads to Amy Cardiff, the team captain, sends it down along the left wing. Good defending again by Roisin Ambrose. Roisin Ambrose short across to Niamh Ryan.
It's a fantastic pass, it must be said.
Niamh Ryan is going to lay it in towards Anya Cunningham, and coming here at this side now, it looks like Caoimhe Costello, and the ball is very, very close to the sideline. Anya Cunningham coming in and is coming away with the ball now. She looked to be fouled, but it's Niamh Ryan to Caoimhe Costello. Caoimhe Costello, a shot at goal from way out. It's on its way. It came into the goal. It's a goal. A goal by Caoimhe Lyons, I think, was the one that got the finish there.
Number 10.
Caoimhe Lyons. The ball was broken, and it was very, very good work that was done there, fighting inside for it. Was it Laura Stack?
I believe it was Laura Stack who contested the high ball, but Matt, before that we had great work by a combination of bodies out here. I think Sophie O'Callaghan, Niamh Ryan, and eventually it was Anya Cunningham and Niamh Ryan eventually found its way to Caoimhe Costello, delivered a delightful ball, and the break went Limerick's way, and unfortunate for the Wexford goalkeeper, slightly out of position because of the high ball, and Limerick able to sweep it to the net. Yeah,
I think Caoimhe was the recipient of one of those. Was it against Clare, a long delivery and it broke, and she finished it to the net.
Yeah, but if that formalism broke, Matt, you don't change it, and it's worked again on this occasion.
Yeah. So Caoimhe Lyons, and it's now 1-3 to 4 points, and we've got about 25 minutes gone, and the referee has ordained that it's a free over there on the far side of the field, a free out to Wexford. Mike, a bit of a blow for Wexford?
It is certainly, but I'd have to say the referee, she's refereeing it very, you're not going to get a soft free, and Limerick, I do agree with Tom here, Limerick did Trojan work here out just in front of us on the left and got a ball into the square, and yourselves, you've seen enough balls going into squares. over the years, and the Limerick player got it, and it was well taken goal in fairness, so no complaints. But look, there's still hope. We're battling well. What I like about the performance so far, Matt, is that we're up for it. We're trying our best, and we're really putting in a good shift so far. Just a few little mistakes and whatever, but look, it's only a couple of points. And
I suppose it could be said of both teams that they're really, really up for it. Of course, it's a fine day, beautiful pitch. It's championship.
That's what it is, and it's not, in fairness to Liz Dempsey, it's not blowy, free. You have to earn your free, and which is good, and that's what Camogie wanted. I think it was wanted new rules to bring it on, and I think we're seeing that here now. So there's no easy scores, Matt, as you well know, and you're going to have to earn them, and just a couple of points, nothing in a game of hurling. Yeah. Or Camogie, sorry.
You'd agree with that analysis, Tom?
Yeah, and just again to pick up that point of the players were the ones who called nationally, I suppose, for the loosening up of the rules in terms of allowing more physicality. And what we've seen, and we saw it, I think I personally saw it in Limerick at Kilkenny, the intensity in the tackle is on a par really with what we see in hurling games, which wasn't the case in previous years. We had more or less free taking competitions at times in some games because the referees, applying the rules as they were then, had to give a lot of frees, and it's making for a good game because, as Mike rightly says, every score is hard won. We've only had 8 scores so far, and each of those has been merited and hard won. So yeah, long may it continue.
Meanwhile, we resumed with the Wexford, which was sent out wide, and we have Wexford here back on the attack from the puck out, and that's an absolutely excellent point there from Mag Byrne, and an excellent individual point, Mike. She had to work very, very hard for it, and she seemed to be really determined.
She is a determined player, and she's kind of said what we were talking about there, myself and Tom, a couple of minutes ago, that you're going to have to work hard, and just that's what it's going to be, hard work.
Meanwhile, Limerick are on the attack here, down on the left, and it's Sinead McNamara going through the middle, and she is fouled. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Liz Dempsey, the referee, was right on the spot there, had a bird's eye view of it, so it's going to be a free to Caoimhe Costello, about 45 metres out, and certainly within her range. We have seen she has put 1 or 2 over from that distance already. Actually, the one from the sideline was probably further, but she's stepping up to this one now. It would be an important point for Limerick because we're coming up to half time, about 2 minutes to go of normal time, and whatever Liz Dempsey will decide to add on. So it's Caoimhe Costello standing over it. She's bending, lifting, she's striking. And the strike is good. It's over the bar, and it restores Limerick's 2-point lead, Mike.
Yeah, it does, and she's a very good free taker, and you nearly sort of 70 yards in now at this stage. It's a gimme, really, isn't it, Matt? But yeah.
Yeah. She took over from the famous Niamh Mulcahy, which was huge boots to fill in the free taking stakes, but she really has stepped up to it.
She has. No, she's a natural free taker. She left it. She's both sides of the field. Distance is not a problem. Yeah. So yeah, she's very good free taker.
Caoimhe, of course, is a double All-Ireland winner and All-Ireland minor A and an intermediate medal winner. So she's vastly experienced in 2014. So we have Limerick attacking here again, and it's Niamh Curtin delivering it up in towards the corner towards Laura Stack. Laura Stack offloads it beautifully to Rebecca DeLee. Rebecca DeLee over from the right on her home pitch. Rebecca DeLee sends it over the bar and extends Limerick's lead. It's Limerick 1-5, Wexford 5 points, and we're coming up to half time now. We're just about to enter time added on, however long that Liz Dempsey will decide should be added on. So it's a puck out for Wexford. Laura Brennan with very, very little options pucks it out, and it stays in play, and back there Marion Quaid again, and it's Judith Mulcahy this time. Judith Mulcahy in a battle for possession down here on our right with Anea Curran. Anea Curran has gone in again, hand passes it out, but the ball had broken, and it's Joanne Dillon and a let off there for Limerick as Joanne Dillon, just her control left her down at the last minute. So we have Megan O'Mara coming through now, lays it off to Sophie O'Callaghan, getting back onto it. Megan O'Mara following through on the run, but it's Mag Byrne here at the moment. Mag Byrne taking a shot, and It's blocked. It's blocked back there by the fullback, Murren Kramer. Murren Kramer out to Judith Mulcahy, one of the most experienced players on the Limerick team. Sister, of course, of Niamh for so long, one of the top markswomen in the country. And now we have Niamh Quiva Lines over on the far side of the field. Wexford in defending it have knocked it out over the sideline. So it's going to be a line ball to Limerick. And going over to take it on the far side of the field is Niamh Curtin. Niamh Curtin from the Ballybrown club. Same club as one of my co-commentators here, Tom Clancy. So Niamh is taking it. It is blocked down, but it's blocked down into the path of a Limerick player, and the ball is swung across here now, and it's Sinead McNamara again, who's doing Trojan work. Sinead McNamara, her shot is gone wide, but was she fouled after the ball? Liz Dempsey was quite near it. She seems to be happy. Sinead McNamara is down. Actually, she's having a word with the linesman on the far side of the field, who is well-known Cork referee, Cathal McAllister. And whether it's a time check or whether it's something... no, she seems to be quite happy, I think, that there wasn't anything untoward there. I think it looks as if...
Yeah, I think Liz, Matt is like myself. Liz was maybe going over confirmation to the linesman, her linesman. I didn't see it either. I was watching the ball, but she seems to be, and the Limerick players were adamant there that there was more something in it. But she's quite happy that it was just an accidental slap from a hurley, but so she seems to be okay with it, so that's good enough for me, I suppose.
Yeah, well, you'd have to say, Mike, that she was quite near it, and it was probably a double check perhaps that she
I think so, Matt. I think she was double checking with her, which she's entitled to do, which is good refereeing.
Which is good refereeing, actually, a very good refereeing.
And look, you get accidental blows. I didn't see it, and it sounds just because it's.
We tend to, when we see these things, think that there's something wrong with them, and very often there is not, because the player is committed.
Yeah, and everything. There's going to be little belts from both sides, and everything is not a foul, but I think it's good refereeing.
Yeah, actually, I think she handled that well. Meanwhile, Wexford on the far side of the field, but it's gone out over the line again, and it's another line ball to Limerick. Wexford are having a bit of difficulty keeping it between the lines, Mike.
Yeah, it is, I suppose, Matt, a worry, if you like. No, we're happy enough, although it is only 3 points. That's the big picture, but the small picture probably is that we're not just a little as much as clinical in our play in the forward line, and the ball's gone out over the sideline. Just little touches, not first touches, and that's it. But hopefully that'll rectify itself in the second half of it.
Meanwhile, Niamh Curtin takes it, and it's Sophie O'Callaghan who is in possession now. Sophie O'Callaghan to Sinead McNamara, who was down there a while ago, and now we have Niamh Ryan. Niamh Ryan over here, delivering it right down here into the corner, into Anya Cunningham. Anya Cunningham, his shot is very well blocked down there by the Wexford defender, and she regains possession, and a good interception by Wexford. Good defending there by Sarah Harding-Kenny. Coming away with the ball is fouled, and it's going to be a free out. So I think we're very much into time added on. We haven't got an indication as to how much extra time the referee is playing, but I would imagine there is very, very little left in this before Liz Dempsey will sound the half-time whistle. Meanwhile, the ball is broken again, and again it's Marion Quaid back there sweeping up. This time she's half blocked down by Mags Burton, but gets her ball away this time to Murren Kramer. Murren Kramer, she in turn is blocked down, and it comes to Marion Quaid, who shortens the grip this time and sends it down towards Quiva Costello. But in nips Ciara O'Connor. Ciara O'Connor, a long one right into the hands of Laura O'Neill, who says, "Thank you very much, I'll have that." And she delivers it back down the middle of the field, where it goes towards Sinead McNamara. But now it's Rebecca DeLee bearing down on goal. The ball is flicked away off her stick, and Wexford are about to clear their lines there. It was Laura Dempsey with that long delivery. Now there's a position of some danger as Wexford come forward. The ball is passed into the centre to Nea Curran, and the ball back to Chloe Fox. Chloe Fox what she would give for a point just before half time, but she drops it and into the hands of a very grateful goalkeeper, Laura O'Neill, who delivers it out here to the left to her captain for the day, Niamh Ryan. Niamh Ryan, a long delivery down the field. The ball breaks and it goes to a Wexford player, and it's Emma Walsh, and setting up another attack for Wexford, and again it's Roisin Ambrose in control. As Tom has said earlier on, apart there from the goal, the defences have really been on top, and scores that they're really at a premium. Now Caoimhe Costello on the ground delivers to Niamh Ryan. Niamh Ryan down here into the corner, good ball trying to find Anya Cunningham, but again Sarah Harding Kenny defending very well, laying it off to one of her fellow defenders who's coming out with it and is well hooked, and the referee not entirely happy with the hook there by Sinead McNamara, so she's on Maeve Sinnott, free to Wexford. We must be up to half time, Tom.
Yeah, Matt, I accidentally stopped my stopwatch at the water break and didn't continue it, but for my reckoning, we've 37 minutes since the game started. I know we had a couple of stoppages like the one a few minutes ago, so I can't imagine there's too long left in Liz Dempsey's clock, and an ideal opportunity really. Wexford have, I suppose Limerick have won this quarter, but Wexford looking to cut the gap at the break.
And that's an excellent score from distance, a long range free from Chloe Fox, almost the halfway line, out here on the right, and it's going to be a puck out, and yes, Liz Dempsey is calling for the ball, and it is half time, and it's half time here in Newcastle West, and from a Limerick point of view, the scoreboard is 1-5 to 6 points. They would probably be happy with it. If you were Limerick manager Pat Ryan, would you be happy, Tom?
I think you would, and you know, any day you're ahead at half time, you must be doing something right. Limerick, I suppose, some bit fortuitous in the goal, but we rewarded for the hard work here in around the 65-metre line. You know, they turned it over well, they worked it in well, and you know, then the bounce of the ball went their way for that Caoimhe Lyons goal. Wexford, I must say, I'm very impressed by Wexford's intensity, and indeed both teams' intensity. You know, given the conditions, you know, to play in this temperature, I can't imagine it's too nice, especially with a helmet on. But both teams really, you know, bringing their all to this occasion, and we must praise them for that. It would be very easy for them to be lethargic and slow on a day like today, but in fairness to both sides, they're leaving absolutely everything out there, and long may it continue into the second half.
Mike, 2 points behind, really in the game. What do Wexford have to do to turn it around?
I think, Matt, we're competing well. We just need to be a little bit more clinical in the forwards, and just the ball's going in. And we play that system, Matt, where two inside forwards, so they got to work hard and need to take players on maybe a little bit more and be a little bit more clinical in our play, our first touch, whatever. And if we can get that right, we've subs on the Katrina Parrick and a few others on the sideline ready to come in. So, but as I agree with Tom, I haven't experienced as hot a day in a long time in this country, and it's going to play a major part in the second half. So it's still all to play for, and we're happy we're in the game.
Well, here at Newcastle West, it's Limerick 1-5, Wexford 6 points. Mike Mahan and Tom Clancy are gasping to take in liquids, as is yours truly. So we'll take a break and we'll be back in about 7 or 8 minutes. Right, you're welcome back here to Newcastle West for the second half of this All-Ireland Senior Camogie clash between Wexford and Limerick. Both teams are out. Liz Dempsey has the ball in hand, ready to restart. There is no change on the Limerick team from that which finished the first half. There is one change, a significant change on the Wexford team, in that Katrina Paddock, who was originally named to start, is coming on, and she has replaced Ellen Roach. Meanwhile, the ball is thrown in, and the ball it breaks in the centre of the field, and it's Mag Burns offloading to Orla Sinnott, who's cutting right through the Limerick defence, and the ball is going to Joanne Dillon. To Katrina Paddock, and she buries it in the back of the net with her very, very first intervention.
Game on now, Matt.
Serious intervention, Mike.
Yeah,
from Katrina Paddock.
We did say at the end that we were chatting there before the half-time, you're saying about being clinical, and there's the answer to that, Matt, I suppose. Great player and great goal, great start for Wexford.
If there's the one player that Limerick didn't want to get it, it would be Katrina Paddock.
Yeah, I suppose they worked the ball in well, and that's we're saying being clinical, and that's all.
Yeah. Meanwhile, down here at the other end, Rebecca DeLee has a shot, and that is the perfect response from Limerick. She sends it straight over the bar, and we're back on level terms again. It's 1-6 to 1-6 apiece, and I think Pat Ryan, the Limerick manager, will be very, very happy with the response, conceding a goal within a minute of the restart. And now we have Rebecca DeLee at the other end with a fine point. It's Rebecca's second point of the game. Over on the far side at the moment is Orla Sinnott, and
Matt, if we can just look back in that minute, I make it 20 seconds is all it took Parrock to rattle the back of the Limerick net, and Limerick replied then within 30 seconds of that, so about 50 seconds we had a score either way. It really sets this one up, Matt, for a cracking second half. All square, no wind advantage with either team, 15 on 15. Going to make for enthralling viewing now, I think, in the second half.
Pat Ryan will be very pleased with the response.
Yeah, that's the response. We saw it against Cork, Matt. Limerick weren't able to respond to many, or indeed any of the Cork scores or the Cork goals on that occasion, and they just find themselves further and further behind. This occasion, they come straight up, win the puck out. Rebecca DeLee, as you said, Matt, point in the first half, adds to it with just stroked it over. Didn't try to clear it out of the ground. Just put enough on it and clear the crossbar. So a good reply by Limerick. Yeah. And all square. Yeah,
happy days for Limerick to have Rebecca coming back to full form after the injury-plagued year she had in 2020. Yeah,
it did her cruciate, for those who were unaware, did her cruciate against Tipperary in the very first league game. Actually on the same afternoon as Richie English, the Limerick senior hurler, and great to see both of them back representing their county, and indeed Rebecca coming back to a bit of form now. And we'd often forget the injuries that some of these players come through to come out and represent their club first of all, and indeed their county. And Rebecca, it has stepped up, and she's stepping up so far this afternoon.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's a free over on the far side to Chloe Fox. She sends it long, and she sent it over the bar. That was from quite a distance now, almost the halfway line, and she puts Wexford back into the lead. It's Wexford 1-7, Limerick 1-6, and what we've got about now at this stage, we have about 3 minutes of the second half, almost two of them which were for a hold-up. In the meantime, Megan O'Mara touches the ball off there, but it's intercepted by Wexford, but the referee has spotted something as Maeve Sinnott was coming away with the ball. She's not happy at all to be called back, but there is an injury to a Limerick player there. Again, Mike, I followed the play.
I didn't see it, and I think it's an indirect free, Matt. I think that Maeve was. I think her angst, if you like, is that she was away and had an opportunity, but now she's just an indirect free. So I think that's it. I don't think there was anything in that, Matt. But it has hallmarks of potentially going to be a good game.
Yeah, Sophie O'Callaghan was down, but she's up and she's back in good health. Meanwhile, it's Ciara O'Connor that has delivered the ball down in here to the left corner. And the referee has blown it quite. We quite can't see down here on the far corner, but it is Liz Dempsey is going over. I think she's about to throw the ball in, actually. It looks as if it's going to be a throw-in. showing a bit of concern, is she, for the health of Chloe Fox, but it seems that she's okay, and she throws the ball in and the ball breaks. It's very near the sideline, but it's Wexford who come away with it through Chloe Fox, who sends it out over the inline and wide. A bit wide, Mike, that will go down as?
Oh yeah, definitely a wide. Look at it, it's all there for the take. And now I see that tactically Wexford, Limerick have pushed up, but there's going to be no more short puck outs for Wexford at the moment. It looks to me so interesting in that development.
Meanwhile, over on the far side from the puck out, it's Creever Lyons sending it across to Sinead McNamara up here into the corner to Laura Stack, who lays it off to Rebecca DeLee, and Rebecca DeLee, an absolutely excellent score from Rebecca DeLee, her third point from play from the Newcastle West woman on her own pitch, and certainly making it count, made herself available. It was actually Anya Cunningham that laid it off to her, and Rebecca made herself available, and that's an excellent point. Meanwhile, the ball is broken down again here now, and we have Emma Walsh for Wexford. Emma Walsh, no doubt at all about it. That's a free against Amy Cardiff. Free all day, and Liz Dempsey right up with it, and is pointing out, saying to Amy Cardiff, "Thou shalt not do that," and she's giving the free to Limerick, and Caoimhe Costello is coming out. It's about 65 metres out from the goal. No wind, any wind that is going cross field, and it's of no significance whatsoever. So Caoimhe is going to have a shot. This to give Limerick the lead, to reclaim the lead for Limerick. She's bending, she's lifting, she's striking. It's on its way, and it looks to be tailing from here, and it sure has tailed to the right of the goal and wide, and she'll be disappointed with that. Laura Brennan looking for a quick puck out, but as Mike said there, Limerick are pushing up here in the second half. Again, there's a push over on the far side of the field, a needless push over, and it gives Wexford a chance to clear their lines. So it's going to be a free out to Wexford, and I think Emma Walsh is going all the way across to take it. It is Emma Walsh is going across to take it. It's way outside Chloe Fox's compass. It's what, about less than 45 metres from her own goal. So she will be hoping, Emma Walsh will be from the Glen Barnesdown club, will be hoping to delivers it down into the corner where it's got there by, it is Katrina Paddock. Katrina Paddock sends it in. There's an almighty tussle inside there in the goal, and Judith Mulcahy was lucky enough to get a stick to it and get it out, and Wexford have broken through, and great save by Laura O'Neill. The ball, it's happening so fast down here, and we've Wexford coming again, and this time the ball breaks, and it's between Rebecca DeLee and Maeve Sinnott. Maeve Sinnott is the winner on that occasion. Well hooked by Rebecca DeLee, but the ball breaks kindly for Wexford, and it's in around the goal there. Oh, Judith Mulcahy again gets a timely interception, Tom. We have some action there. Limerick goal lived dangerously there for a few seconds anyway.
Yeah, Laura O'Neill, reflexes of a cat or whatever you want to say, Matt. How did she stop that and prevent, first of all, a goal, and then second of all, a point? The ball ricocheting away to the side. And again, great work by both sides. A nice hook in there, I think, by Rebecca DeLee, and I suppose Wexford a little bit unfortunate not to eventually get a shot in and goal.
Limerick have taken a short puck out, but it went to Marion Quaid, but her clearance was blocked down by Wexford, and we have one of those schmozzles that we have seen a couple of times in this game already, but it's Wexford's Joanne Dillon who seems to be in control of this situation. She loses it now, and it's Merlin Kramer, the Limerick fullback, sends it out neatly to Megan O'Mara. Megan O'Mara sending it down along the wing here towards Laura Stack, and the ball is it's actually Arnie Cunningham, and the ball is tapped on by Sinead McNamara towards Caoimhe Costello. Caoimhe Costello going to have a shot at goal. It's going to drop in towards the goal mouth, and it just drops to the left and wide. There wasn't very much in that one.
No, there wasn't. Very unlucky there. Great work by Costello to get the ball to hand, make herself probably not even a metre, Matt, just a half metre, and have a pop of goals as Limerick, I think, preparing their first substitute of the afternoon. Yeah,
it looks to me as if it is Aisling Scanlon from the county champions Killeedy that may be about to come into the game, as are Wexford preparing a sub here, where Linda Bulger from the St. Martin's Club is getting ready down here on the line. But meanwhile, over on the far side of the field, it's Orla Sinnott. Orla Sinnott sends it right into Chloe Fox. Chloe Fox has been directed out from goal. She takes her shot, and that is an excellent score from Chloe Fox under severe pressure from the Limerick defence.
Yeah, she appears to have shipped a bit of a blow, Matt, after that, and she's just down on the end line there. She's seeking some attention from the physio as Wexford do make that sub.
And the Wexford sub is coming in as Linda Bulger, and it looks as if it is. Meanwhile, Maeve Sinnott is having some attention to her hand here in front of us. We're just trying to see.
It's Mags Byrne, Matt, who's
Mags
exiting the action.
Is leaving the action. Her afternoon here in Newcastle West is over for now, and it's. Meanwhile, there are concerns down there. It's Chloe Fox that is down injured after getting that excellent score and putting Wexford back in front. Wexford will be happy to have turned it around so quick, Mike.
They have, yeah. The goal from Katrina Park was a real tonic, as I said, and Chloe Fox with a great point. We're unlucky. We hit the crossbar or a save, I'm not sure which, but and also too now we see substitutions on both teams, which will be vital. I see Maeve Sinnott down here in front of us, so it'll be crucial, Matt, with the outcome of this game. Who can come on, who's full of running at the end, and that, because it's really hot day, and it'll be crucial for both sides.
Yeah, I suppose, Mike, you're right in saying that it's a day when the bench is more crucial than ever. Would you agree with that, Tom?
Absolutely would, yeah, Matt. Players, as much as you can train in these conditions, and we haven't had the weather in Limerick or indeed Wexford, I don't think that you could replicate this. So the bodies are going to dwindle a lot quicker than you would if it was only 15 or 16 degrees. So I think the strength of benches, as Mike rightly points out, could tell the tale here. But Wexford certainly their tails up since the interval and find themselves early in front.
And here we have Rebecca DeLee again, already on 3 points, and off on one of those trademark runs of Rebecca DeLee, right at the heart of the defence, sends it across, but it's robbed. It's robbed and cleared out there by Ciara O'Connor. Good work by Ciara O'Connor. The ball only comes to as far as Judith Mulcahy, who offloads it into the centre. It's deflected, a very, very important deflection by Anna Curran there. And the ball now is with Orla Sinnott. Orla Sinnott is soloing. And the whole field has opened up in front of her as she soars right through the middle, offloads, and the offload didn't go where it was intended, but Wexford are still in possession, and the ball breaks to Chloe Fox, and Chloe Fox sends it over the bar. Very well taken point again, Mike.
And we said, just going back to what we said again, Wexford appear to be a little bit more clinical in their play now. Orla Sinnott is coming into the game. She's made some very strong runs there, so it seems to be a substitution, or I don't know what's going on now. Is it? But yeah, Chloe Fox has moved in closer to the goal, and it seems to be a Limerick substitution actually. So yeah, Wexford very happy at the moment, Matt.
Yeah, it looks as if it's
Megan
O'Mara that is leaving the fray, and Megan has been replaced. But Megan put in a big shift, Tom.
She did around that middle third. There's going to do as much mileage as anyone on the field, and I suppose Wexford starting to get on top of that in that area. So time for a change. And as we said a couple of minutes ago, it was Aisling Scanlon who's gone in for Limerick.
And there's an excellent score from Cueva Costello.
Yeah,
absolutely.
First from play, Matt. 4 well taken frees in the first half. But we've seen Matt already this year. She's capable from play. A bit unlucky with a couple of efforts early in the second half, but she proves it there that she's
beautiful layoff by Judith Mulcahy.
Yeah, Mulcahy
showing all her experience there.
Yeah, she doesn't. She's not a selfish player as Mulcahy. She knows when the time is to pass it, and that was the time to pass it. And a great score by Limerick. And
here are Limerick attacking again this time. With it's Aisling Scanlon, and she has sent it out harmlessly wide to the left of the goal, down here on our right, and the score remains. It's Wexford 1-9, Limerick 1-8. It's all to play for. We can't be too long from the water break, I'd say, Tom, are we?
We've 43 and 3/4 minutes, so we're just maybe just over 60-70 seconds plus, maybe if the ball stays in play.
Ball broken down by Sophie O'Callaghan. And the ball is knocked off her stick out over the line, and the linesman on the far side of the field has said it's a line ball to Limerick. I thought it went off a Limerick stick, but perhaps the linesman was right beside it there. So it's a line ball to Limerick, and We're just trying to see who's taking it.
Yeah, Niamh
it
Ryan
was
goes
taken
short.
quickly by Niamh Ryan, and she took it short, but Wexford read the situation. But it's Limerick who are coming away again. Sophie O'Callaghan, she's lost the ball now, and Wexford are about to clear their lines and are going to turn the fence into attack, and it's Linda Bulger. Linda Bulger sends it down towards Chloe Fox. Chloe Fox, a neat ball in top of the full forward line, and it's into. Oh, great save! A great save! A fantastic
Eventually goes
save.
wide, Matt. Eventually, Limerick have Laura O'Neill to thank once again, Matt.
Yeah.
The ball no contact was made with it, but she still had to make a save and touch it away, and she did that. So well done, Laura O'Neill again.
And you'd back your life on Katrina Parrock to put that one away.
Yeah, it was actually Joanne Dillon.
Was it Joanne?
Joanne Dillon flicked it, Lance. I suppose if the conundrum is, do you catch, do you bat in what she tried to do? Maybe you'd see it here. Maybe she could have caught. But anyway, look, it's still great play, and it's going to be a great game, I think. Second half.
Yeah, cause for concern, Matt, that full back line has been opened up, I think, on 3 occasions since the interval. But Rebecca DeLee has really come into her own in the second half.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, a Limerick attack here is broken up, and Wexford cleared their lines, and it's Linda Bulger and Judith Mulcahy, a battle between them, and it was advantage Linda Bulger, but now it has been turned around in favour of Mulcahy. But the ball just won't come up to her, but it does come up to Niamh Curtin. Niamh Curtin gets it away to Caoimhe Costello. Caoimhe Costello soloing, taking a short soloing, is going to delivers it into Rebecca DeLee. No, it's not. It's Aisling Scanlon actually. Aisling Scanlon in towards Laura Stack. Laura Stack.
Yeah, and a free in, yeah.
Is fouled, and
Matt, I must say on what we've seen from Liz Dempsey so far, not to sound too critical of the referee, but that was certainly on the softer side. She has let the game flow. I must credit her for that. And on that occasion, certainly from our vantage point, I didn't see an awful lot wrong by the Wexford defence there.
Yeah, but again, I always say that the referee, she's right up with the play. It's a very, very warm day, as I was saying to Cathal McAllister and those coming in, that it was as hard a day on them as everybody else. But certainly Liz Dempsey, she's with the play all the time. Now you would really back Caoimhe Costello to level matters here, to put Limerick back on level terms. She's stepping up to it, and so she does. I think the umpires have no doubt at all about it, and it's the ideal way to end. Coming up to the water break, 1-9 apiece. Nothing in it, Mike.
No, nothing in it, Matt. I just hope we don't rue those couple of real goal chances that we've had. We've hit a great save. We'll give the goalkeeper the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she saved it and it was a great save. And then the last one there with Joanne Dillon, I just hope we do. Those are clear-cut goal chances, and I just hope we don't rue them. But still, look at. I think, and you've mentioned the referee there. I think Liz. I think it's been fairly reffed. I think there was decisions we could have argued either way. But look at it's. She's doing her best. She's letting it go. There's physicality in it. I think it's going to be a really intensive last 15 minutes, and a hook or a block or some interception or maybe a little bit of a mistake is going to play a vital part in the winners, whoever wins this game.
If you were a betting man, Mike, before you finish there, would you let your money in your pocket?
I keep my money in my pocket for the moment, Matt. It's just, it could go anyway, and I think there's a case for either side. The free takers, Limerick, Costello is deadly on frees. I think she's only missed one in the game. Chloe Fox is on fire, so frees won't win. You'd hope won't win a game, but look at both managers now are asking for one last drive from both sets of players. But interesting times.
What's your take on it, Tom?
Well, just looking at my notes here, Matt, and 4 scores each since the interval, I think tells the tale of how even this game is. Obviously, the game is indeed level. The second half has been very level. That Katrina Parrock goal really the difference. But Limerick have responded well. Rebecca DeLee with a couple of points. Caoimhe Costello coming into it more from play, and obviously we saw that free there. It really is set up, as it was early in the second half. It really still is set up for a fantastic finish, and a great opportunity for both these sides to get get some points on the board in what will be, as we discussed already, a very competitive Group 1. Yeah.
Is it fair to say, Tom, that the Wexford are getting their scores a small little bit easier?
I'd probably agree with that. Caoimhe Costello, with her point from play, had to work very hard to get it. It was well taken in the end, but perhaps the Wexford full forward line and half forward line are linking that bit better than they were in the first half, and that is leading itself to a couple of more opportunities. As Mike said, they may rue those goal opportunities a couple of minutes ago. Laura O'Neill, has kept Limerick, I wouldn't say in the game, but has kept them certainly in touch on the scoreboard, and Wexford's attack coming to the party with plenty in the second half.
Yeah. Meanwhile, a long poke out from Laura Brennan was batted down over on the far side by Niamh Ryan, broke to Sophie O'Callaghan. Sophie O'Callaghan, the ball just wouldn't come up to her. She has been fouled, and Caoimhe Costello must really fancy her chances with this one, because she has gone straight over. The minute that the referee, Liz Dempsey, indicated a free, she indicated that she was going to have a shot at goal. It's just about 2 metres inside the halfway line, Tom, inside the Wexford half, practically straight in front of the goal. It'll be more distance, of course, radar all the time. She lofts it, and it's all the way over the bar.
And Matt, I don't know if the viewers could hear Caoimhe Costello's reaction to her own free there. A massive roar there, trying to G up her charges. She was captain last year, still has those leadership qualities, and what a way to do it than slotting one over from the halfway line.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But she felt confident in herself, because the minute was indicated a free, she indicated that she was going to take it. Meanwhile, Joanne Dillon down at the other side has provided the perfect response, Mike.
Yeah, you talked about that. You talked about that, Matt. When Wexford scored a goal, Limerick came down and scored a point, which was the perfect response, and that's equal to that. A very great score there by Joanne Dillon.
Meanwhile, from the sides are level once again. Laura O'Neill pokes it out long in the direction of Rebecca DeLee. She just cannot hold on to it there. The ball is breaking over here, and it is Amy Cardiff that picks it up, and she's surrounded by Limerick players there, and the referee doesn't like it, saying, come on, it's a free for Wexford, and Limerick are protesting, but they can protest all they want. Liz Dempsey wants to know nothing about it. She's made her decision. She's given a free to Wexford, and coming over to take it is Ciara O'Connor. Ciara O'Connor was a late call up, was not on the selected side, but has replaced her cousin Katie O'Connor. So she's stepping up now, sending it long down towards the direction
off the top of the hurley there. A bit fortunate from a Limerick point of view that it broke to another green jersey.
And it broke actually to Judith Mulcahy, who finds Aisling Scanlon. Aisling Scanlon delivers long up the right. Now it's Laura Stack, has got inside her defender, and she's got possession, and she drops the ball over on the far side, and it's a battle royal there between herself and Louise O'Leary, and it's Wexford that come away with it again, this time through Orla Sinnott into the hands of the waiting Judith Mulcahy, all alone, master of all. She surveys out there in the middle of the field. Now it's Rebecca DeLee. Rebecca DeLee turns, shoots.
That's a great score.
That's an excellent score from Rebecca DeLee. Her fourth point of the game. Rebecca DeLee absolutely in smashing form. It's absolutely huge, Tom, for Pat Ryan to see Rebecca reclaim her best form.
Absolutely, and the fact she's playing in her home ground probably gives her that bit of confidence. Newcastle West have been a very strong Camogie side, as we well know, in Limerick Senior Camogie in the last years, and Rebecca has been a big part of that, and she's just proving here why, no matter who the manager is for Limerick, they need her on the pitch at all times. And 4 points, 3 of them in the second half, and here she is again onto the loose ball.
Yeah, and she's onto it again, and she's so strong on the ball, so hard to put her off it, and she's still there with it, and she's in possession. And is she fouled over there? No, she is. No. The referee
dropped
says
the hurley, Matt.
Drop the hurley.
Again, we're going back to those, I suppose, new rules in inverted commas, as Limerick do make a second sub.
Yeah, and it's Orla Kelleher is coming on from the Croke Kilfenny club, and it looks to me as if it's Laura Stack that is leaving the fray. Laura Stack is coming off and has been replaced by Orla Kelleher. So in the meantime, we resume with a free to Wexford, and the ball is broken down, and again it's Aisling Scanlon, but Wexford, Linda Bulger nips in there, robs the ball, but the ball is broken loose again, and we have one of those shamazels again over on the far side of the field, and coming clear this time is Aisling Scanlon, who has made an impact since she came in, Tom.
Yeah, I think she's won 3 clearing possessions, and the pass maybe not the best one there, but she's been busy.
Meanwhile, it's Wexford attacking now here. down on the far side. It looks to me as if
Gonna be a
this
free in, yeah.
is Katrina Paddock, and she has been fouled, and it's going to be a free in to Wexford. And in the meantime, we have Jackie Quigley, famous name from a famous club, Ratnoor, coming into the game. We're just trying to see who is gone off.
Whoever it is, Matt, they haven't made their way off the pitch just yet. But
Just Mike, is that one of the Quigley clan?
No, no relation. Jackie is hasn't. The reason I suppose she's only coming on as a sub is that she's away working and job I suppose has curtailed her training involvement. But a strong player, good hurler, a good camogie player. I suppose the one thing is ominous while we have a chance here. We've a chance to equalise. Just Limerick at the moment, just a pattern of play development that's just picking up breaks and stuff like that, which is a bit worrying from a Wexford point of view. But look at here we are, Chloe Fox has a chance to make it level, and it's still all to play for.
Absolutely, and you'd back your house on her nearly.
Well, I think she put it over, but Liz Dempsey's going to make her take it again.
She's not happy with something. She's going in.
But Matt, we're 52 and a half, nearly 53 minutes on the clock here, and I did stop the watch and restart it after the water break, as is a good habit to be getting into in such times as this. You know, all to play for again, 7-8 minutes, plus whatever Liz Dempsey's going to add on. As we've said a few times, you'd be a brave man to try and call this. Although, well, Mike would be homeless, Matt, if you did what you said and put the house on it, because that is a rare miss from a player of Fox's calibre.
Yeah, but why she'll be annoyed to have put it over in the first place.
Yeah, that's
called back and miss it.
Yeah,
that's Murphy's law, isn't it?
It is. I don't know what that was all about, but look, it's still time.
But Sophia O'Callaghan putting pressure on, as she always does, and the ball comes to Caoimhe Costello, going to have a pot from distance. And it's good, all the way over the bar. An excellent score.
That's a big swing, Matt. Should have been level. You know, Limerick now 2 up.
Yeah.
A loose ball. Caoimhe Costello uses her brain, doesn't get involved in the schmazzle, waits for the loose ball, no one near her, and you know, a well taken score off her favoured left. Yeah,
and from a Limerick point of view, it is somebody that you'd want to get it in those circumstances. Meanwhile, Wexford have to chase the game now, and they have conceded a free. Again, it's one of those frees that are very, very tight, but Liz Dempsey was right beside it, and she saw exactly what happened. Caoimhe Costello is offering to go over again. Now this time it's just on her own 65 actually, so it would be a monstrous free were she to deliver it.
Yeah, if you recall, she had one maybe I'd say 7 metres, I'm going to say, further forward a few minutes ago, and she did split the sticks, so it's going to be right on the edge of her range, but the confidence I'm sure is growing, so she's got the legs, I'm sure. Oh, she has it right into the keeper's hand.
Right into the keeper's hand.
Well held, it must be said.
Absolutely. Good goalkeeping by Laura Brennan. Good, confident goalkeeping by Laura Brennan. There was never a question that she was going to drop it. But meanwhile, Wexford have been robbed over here on the far side, on the near side here by Rebecca DeLee. And Caoimhe Lyons is in there. Referee has blown her whistle, and she has decided she's going to throw it in. That there's nothing going to happen there. It's a stalemate. And as Rebecca has just seemed to have picked up a knock.
Yeah, just blood from her right knee there, Matt. You know, players really putting their bodies on the line. Yeah. There's been no ball easy won, it must be said, in this entire game. Every time there's a 50-50, there's bodies in around it. No one wants to let up easy. You know, Limerick with a 2-point advantage. It does seem like a very healthy advantage at this point, considering the game we've had. Yeah, Mike, 2 points to make up.
Yeah, just it was whilst Chloe was unlucky, I thought it was a bit harsh. Maybe they should let her go with the free. But look, you're expecting a girl of her calibre to score that, but she didn't. But just as I say, Limerick just have their tails up now, and I wouldn't be as I keep my money in my pocket still. So Wexford anyway.
Yeah.
All it suits Limerick, Matt, though. The ball up at the right end of the pitch from their point of view, not going anywhere, and eventually into a Limerick hand.
Caoimhe Lyons sends it across, trying to find Caoimhe Costello, but it's Linda Bulger.
Great work by Bulger.
Great work by Bulger, absolutely, and a great delivery there. But coming across here is Marion Quaid. Marion Quaid, it was Anaya Curran who was threatening there, but Marion Quaid came across, blocked it down, but in fact fouled her. So
again, contact on the helmet, Matt, I think is what the referee did call there, and she had the arm outstretched good and early, to be fair to her, and an opportunity for Wexford to bring it to a 1-point game again.
Yeah, well, it's an opportunity, Mike, for Chloe Fox to atone for the last one.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a gimme at this stage. There's no gimmies
it's
now,
a difficult
Matt.
one, but on the form she's in, like,
you'd be expecting her to
you'd
get
be
it,
expecting her, you know.
Great score.
And there's no doubt whatsoever. No doubt whatsoever. It
I
brings
think
it
a
to
little
a
bit of
1-point game. It's Limerick 112, Wexford 111. We're into the last 5 minutes here, plus whatever Liz Dempsey will choose to add on.
Bang on 3 minutes, Matt, but by my own calculations, plus whatever. I'd say we're going to have 2 or 3 extra because we did have a couple injuries early in the half. So plenty of time for Wexford to get another score.
So we're going to have some nail biting now for the next 4 or 5 minutes, and it looks as if it is Joanne Dillon, is it, that's breaking through shot into the side netting.
Yeah, Limerick, again, their full back line was very dominant in the first half, but I think the Katrina Park going in there has caused ructions in the Limerick rear guard. They've been beaten to a lot of balls that they weren't being beaten to in the first half. And, you know, Wexford, that's, you know, maybe only a half goal chance on that occasion, but nevertheless another sniff at the goals, and they haven't taken them really since that Park goal.
No, and it actually was a half goal chance, but it could very well have been converted into a full goal chance. And Rebecca DeLee is blown there for
charging, I suppose. Yeah,
she's deemed to have charged, but it looked from here, and we're quite near it. It looked as if she just turned and went into her, but
yeah, no intent from DeLee, nor from the Wexford player, it must be said.
No intent from either. But I think she's going
to go into the referee's book for this.
She's going to give Rebecca a yellow card here for this one, I think.
For any NFL fans out there, it was helmet on helmet contact. I don't think DeLee will be too happy with the decision, but Liz Dempsey, as Mike just said in my ear there, has been consistent throughout the game. Anything around the helmet, she's penalising it, accidental or otherwise, and she gives another one there. So Wexford need to clear their lines and try and get that next point. Yeah,
there can be no criticism at all directed to Liz Dempsey. She's done an excellent job in the game. And meanwhile, it's Ciara O'Connor that's standing up to deliver this one, I'm sure, as far into the Limerick area as she can drive it, and that is fair far. It's dropping right down in front of the goal, and it's breaking, and it's been brought out. It's been brought out actually by a Wexford player who was trying to pick it up, but in the meantime, it's Orla Sinnott, and Orla Sinnott will be disgusted with herself. She blasted it harmlessly wide.
Tried to play a pass, Matt, and overcooked that pass. You know, there's going to be tired minds and bodies out there. Completely understandable given the temperatures we have across the country. You know, Wexford just need to summon one more moment of magic, I think, unless Limerick can get another score, get themselves, 2 ahead, which would be a massive lead at this point.
Yeah, massive lead, but a dangerous lead.
Absolutely, and it looks like Anya Cunningham, who's been quiet in the second half, is back in possession of it.
Well turned there by Anya Cunningham, and the ball breaks into Sinead McNamara. Sinead McNamara, that's an excellent score from Sinead McNamara. Sinead McNamara, who has come in as one of the 3 replacements and certainly hasn't left the side down, has put in a huge shift, Tom.
She hasn't, Matt, and that's what Pat Ryan would have been looking for. You know, he was consistent with his team selection in the Munster Championship. Time for 3 more new faces to come in, and I think, in fairness to the 3 of them, they've stepped up. In particular, the player on that occasion.
Now we have Jackie Quigley laying it off towards Chloe Fox. Chloe Fox bearing down in goal, trying a shot
off the outside of the post, Matt, and wide. Limerick can count themselves so lucky that they haven't conceded a couple of extra goals in the second half. Very unlucky from Chloe Fox.
Mike, you must be pulling your hair out there.
Yeah, we've had 4 clear-cut goal chances in the second half. Look, they don't want to miss, but like another day, and that's, I hope it doesn't come against us. But God, 4 if we, but that's the way it is. But those will be ruined. Those.
Meanwhile, now the ball is breaking here in the centre, and it's Rebecca DeLee is on it with Linda Bulger. Rebecca DeLee goes down, and the referee has said that she fouled the ball by going down on the ball and has given a free.
Yeah, I thought we were lucky there. I'd have to admit, I thought we were lucky there. I thought it was a little push in the back on the Limerick player. Yeah. So I'd have to agree. But look, we'll take it at this stage.
Yeah, and it's Chloe Fox, and I suppose she'd be best take her point if she can get it. She sends
That's
it
what
long,
she's just done. Anyway,
and
Matt.
she's no
Let's
mistake
go.
whatsoever this time, and it closes the gap to the minimum as we head into time added on, I'd say. 1 second, the referee Cathal McAllister is summoning the referee here down on our left. I think it's a substitute. Aoife Guiney, who was originally selected at full forward, has now come on for Anae Curran. That's what Cathal McAllister was doing, making provision for the substitute. Meanwhile, Limerick are attacking down here on the right, and it's Orla Kelleher who's bearing down on goal. Orla Kelleher is the ball, hoping to get a free there, and the crowd thought it was a free, but Liz Dempsey obviously thought otherwise, and it's Orla Kelleher back again. And here we have Caoimhe Lyons, and Linda Bulger is back there. She's made a huge difference since she came on, Mike.
She has indeed, for
had a huge impact
as well.
And now we have Wexford coming on the attack again. Orla Sinnott dropping it down right in front of the goal. Oh, and gone right in behind the goals. This is a desperate chance, and it's going to be a penalty, I'd say. It's definitely going to be a penalty to Wexford. The Limerick defender was left with no choice on that occasion.
The question is now, Matt, do you go take your point or go for goal? This is why we're standing up here, I suppose. But I must say, before whatever does happen, it's a great advertisement for ladies' sport, for Camogie, and that has been brilliant. And so whatever way it goes, it's given everything, both teams.
Yeah, and the referee is going in consulting with her umpires, but I think there is no doubt the decision has been a penalty, Tom.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to confirm who the Limerick player was, and indeed I think it was the fullback from Cappamore, Murren Kramer, who's going to, she knew what she was doing. She bottled up the Wexford player, taking her chances really that this penalty won't hit the back of the net. Mike says, do you take her point? I suppose it depends what the referee tells you is left as well, as much as anything. Maybe Wexford would be happy with the draw, trying to build from the ground up again. But some
Tom,
players will go for it.
It bears out what you've been saying about the exposure of the Limerick full-back line.
Yeah, the goal highlighted it at the very first instance of the second half. Sorry, and we've had 3 or 4 other instances. The post was only hit the outside of the post a couple of minutes ago. Laura O'Neill made a couple of good saves. So Limerick's full-back line has been, I suppose, second best, it must be said, in the second half. So interesting now to see what Fox, the chief marksman, does here.
Yeah, Doi Fox is stepping up to it. A hush of silence has descended over Newcastle West as she comes up to it. She's stepping up to it. And it goes into the net. She puts it into the net.
Laura O'Neill, so unfortunate, Matt. Kind of between her legs.
Yeah.
There's still time, though. There still should be time.
But it just hopped at the wrong place, Tom. It hit the ground at the wrong place, I think. And
there isn't time. That's the last bucket of the game. And in fairness to Wexford, I did feel they deserve something for their efforts. Absolutely gut-wrenching if you're Limerick. Literally the last bucket of the game. But, fair play to Wexford. They brought an intensity that they're going to need in the senior championship. And they've reaped the rewards of that and come out the right side of it.
Points heading to the south-east, Mike.
Yeah,
dramatic.
I would have said, Matt, I'd be honest, this will tell you what do I know. No, nothing, I suppose. But I would have told her to take the point. As you said, I think maybe Tom said that Wexford needed to get something out of the game for our development and going forward. And I was talking to Tom Dempsey down here. Just Tom has a couple of daughters playing, and he said, take your point. And look, up she steps and gets a goal. But you'd have to admit, Matt, it was a great game of Camogie. I think that it was a draw, probably would have been a fair result. But Wexford did have goal chances. And look, it is disappointing. Limerick are crestfallen here, and Wexford are over the moon. That's sport, I suppose.
Yes, being involved in a great game of Camogie, scant consolation to Limerick.
Does not, but
particularly in the circumstances, Mike.
In the circumstances, no, it's not. There's no way you can console. You can't. There's the Limerick, management team are going around consoling their players there, and it's very difficult. What do you say from a Wexford man and a Wexford point of view? We're delighted, and it's brilliant for us. But Lord, Limerick, but they will regroup. It's a group, we've been saying this all day, that it's a group that there's lots more ebbs and flows in this group yet. Yeah,
but we were saying at the start, Tom, Mike, that earlier on, that it was one of those groups that was harder to call because it was a group that was without the big three, let's say.
Yeah, they're without the big guns, shall we say, and everyone in the group, which down over the years, people felt, we haven't got much of a chance, but everyone here, all the teams in the group, we might have a chance here, you know, so that's what makes it interesting. And like Wexford's next game, I think it's against Offaly. Next weekend, Limerick obviously are playing Tipperary next weekend.
Yeah.
So look, it's another big weekend for Camogie, and especially in this group.
Yeah, well, if it follows the Limerick pattern, Limerick have their first game at home and the next two are away.
Right, yeah. Coming down here today, Matt, we were very worried that playing away in this heat, I never experienced that, and it's over 25 degrees, driving down with the COVID, etc. You have to drive down, there's no buses, air-conditioned buses and stuff. So driving down individually, the drive is 2.75 hours from us where I came from, so it's more from other parts of Wexford. So we thought that home games are crucial. Like, this is a big, massive win for Wexford today.
Yeah, and with that, it's a massive win. It's certainly for Wexford the ideal way to get off to a winning start in what will be a very, very tight group. Wexford will entertain Offaly in the second round next weekend, whilst Limerick have something of a daunting trip to Tipperary facing them to get their championship campaign back on track. My thanks to Tom Clancy from the Limerick side, and especially to Mike Mahan here from all the way up from Wexford. He tells me he has a 2.75 hour drive to get back among you. From me, it's Matt O'Callaghan. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for looking in. Best of luck to both sides going forward.